So I literally just picked up the CZ P07, saw it, and they had like a couple in stock. I was actually gonna get the Urban Gray, but it was sold out by the time I was able to order this. But I did get the tactical version, which has the threaded barrel, and the suppressor height sights. But this is a double action, single action, hammer fired pistol, which we will talk about when we head back to the house and jump up close with this. But these are literally my very first rounds that I am about to put into this gun. So a big shout out to our subscriber who sent me that Rolly thing that measures distance. And what was funny was it measured exactly like 51 feet. So that just goes to show that, you know, over these past few months when I've been saying, oh, I'm 40 or 50 feet away, I was pretty much spot on. So let's put the first rounds through the CZ P07 Tactical. For the accuracy, I'm gonna be aiming for the head and the steel popper. That way we can just get a feel for it. I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt. All right, but I was aiming at the head and the popper. I missed a couple of times, but let me just turn you around so you guys can see how. So I don't know how well you can see the head there, but there was literally 0 hits on the head just a second ago. But now we're gonna run another mag, and I'm gonna aim for the head and the popper. I'm just gonna kind of like alternate between them and stuff like that. Let's see how accurate I can be. Well, I gotta tell you, it is super accurate. Like, I'm at least super accurate with the gun. The gun in itself is as accurate as you can be typically, unless something's wrong with it. I'm super accurate with it. You know, the double action pull is actually really not bad, but you know I'm gonna be upgrading this trigger as we go on. Let's put some more rounds through it and just give you guys a side profile of the gun in action. I'm glad I came out shooting today because as you can see above my finger, that is the BLM management. Today is the last day of out. Do you guys see that bee? That was crazy. But today, I guess, is gonna be the last day for outdoor shooting for a while in Arizona because of the fire hazards. I guess a fire hazard went into effect at midnight last night. So I'm glad I came out today. I'm getting a lot of stuff done, but it looks like we're gonna have to hit up the indoor ranges probably for the rest of the summer. I'm gonna talk to some indoor ranges and see if I can't go like after hours or before hours and just have a private lane to myself where I can talk to the camera. But just wanted to show you guys that the fire restrictions are real. So there's the hammer right here. And if you want to make it more safe, you just put it down like that. And that's what I'm going to be testing right now. And that's going to give you your double action pull, and it's a lot heavier. I don't know what the weight is, but it's really heavy, which is why I want to do a trigger job to this, probably with Cajun Gunworks. I still got to give them a call, see if that's something they want to do. But it basically gives it like probably a 7 or 8 pound pull. But then when the hammer's all the way back, it's probably like a 3 pound pull. But we'll test the pull weights when we head back to the house. But I wanted to take a headshot with the double action just to see if I can even hit it, because when I was dry firing it, man, it is really hard to hold that front sight still, at least for me, on the double action pull. Okay, so now let me decock it again. I did hit the head. Now let me aim for the little popper that's beside the head, and it will make a very distinct sound if I do hit it. Nope. Well, I hit the steel, but yeah, it's really hard to be super accurate with this. I mean, you can hit center of mass, but... So I decided to bring the P10C out just for comparison's sake against the P07. I will say, you know, there are pros and cons to both of these guns, which we will talk about a little bit. when we go diving up close and looking at them. However, I just kind of wanted to get a feel, because I haven't shot this gun in about a week, of the accuracy differences. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to aim for the head, aim for the popper, and let's just see how much I hit it. The popper will make a distinct sound when it's hit, and the steel target makes a different type of sound. But let me get you guys where you guys can see this. Okay, I'm going to step up a few feet. We're about 50-ish feet away. I'm just going to step up here and we're going to just shoot it. Okay, well, I was getting a lot of headshots, but I wasn't really hitting the popper very much. Maybe my point of aim, point of impact is a little bit off, but let's head back to the house and let's put these guys up close and see what they look like. Everybody on Instagram has been kind of excited and mad at the same time. Some people are worried that I'm leaving Glock, and some people are excited because I just picked up 2 different CZ guns. I got the P10C right here, and I've got the P07. Today we're going to talk about my first impressions of the CZ P07 and the P10C. And based off of those first impressions, I'm going to tell you, if you were interested in either one of these guns, I'm going to tell you which one I would get first and which one I would get second. So let's dive up close. Let's take a look at these. Let's show you what's in the box. Then at the very end, we're going to talk about what kind of custom upgrades we're going to be doing to these, like triggers and stuff like that, and stippling. I'll give you my final opinion on which one of these I like better. So we got the CZ twins down here on the mat today. Got the Enforce APL Gen 3 on here. I do have Enforce APL-C coming in for this one, just waiting on those to arrive. I actually got a couple more coming. Boom, let's just jump into this, guys. So, I already told you kind of why I wanted to do this. And let's talk about what my first impressions are, what you get in the box, all that cool stuff. So first off, to get started, this is the CZ P07 Tactical version. These are kind of like a unicorn gun right now, especially if you want the urban gray. I will say this, I'm probably going to get this frame Cerakoted in a different kind of gray. I was looking at the urban gray. I mean, it looks cool and all, but I like the sniper gray so much better. But we'll see what, the future holds. So I got this one because I wanted to do some cool modifications with it. The biggest reason was I wanted a good double action, single action trigger. If you're new to guns, all the Glocks, M&Ps, and the P10C, these are striker fired. This is a hammer fired gun. This one you can do, it comes with a decocker. So the only way to really, without a decocker, the only way to let the hammer down would be kind of hold it, and stuff, and hopefully don't smash the primer and shoot somebody. But this one has a decocker, so you can just do like that, takes the hammer down. If you're new to hammer fired guns, guys, basically double action, single action. So some guns are single action only, meaning unless that hammer's pulled back, they won't fire. Boom. Okay? However, with this one, it's called double action because when you pull the trigger, the hammer starts coming back. That's one action. Once the trigger breaks, slams home, that's your second action. And the thing about it is, in double action mode, I can't even get a proper reading on this trigger pull because my trigger reader only goes to 8 pounds and it's off the charts. It's probably a 10 or 11 pound pull when the hammer is down. That is super freaking heavy. And as you could see in the beginning of the video, I just was not accurate at all in single action mode. Now, once that slide cycles one more time, now it's in double action, and every time it cycles again, it's in double action. Now here's the trigger in double action mode. There's the quote unquote wall. It's not really a wall. You can go right past it. And then there's the brake. It's about a 3 to 3.5 pound pull in single action mode. It feels really nice. I do say though, I'm not super impressed with this trigger in general. We're definitely gonna have to do a trigger upgrade to it. So in the box with the tactical model, you're gonna get 2 17 round mags. They basically just have the CZ +2 mag extensions. You're gonna have 2 additional back straps of different sizes. And then you're also gonna have an actual safety that you could put on here. So for example, if you were gonna carry this gun and you wanted to carry it in single action mode, it's very much recommended that you just put the safety on it. It'd be like a 1911 safety because this trigger is so light, you just don't want to carry it like that. Otherwise, you need to carry it with the hammer forward, and then you can just draw it out and then pull that trigger just like that. I will say I'm getting a little bit better at pulling that trigger without those front sights moving. in double action, but it's still tough. You know, we're definitely going to be doing some upgrades to this. I'm super accurate with it in single action. I am not accurate hardly at all in double action. And that's just because this is something that's new to me. One of the biggest pros and cons about hammer-fired guns is their single action pull is pretty much better than any striker fire pistol, but their double action pull is pretty much worse than any striker fire pistol. So it's kind of a pros and cons. And some people don't like the fact that you have a 10-pound pull until you pull the trigger once, and then you got a 3-pound pull. Some people just want a consistent trigger pull from start to finish. Looks beautiful. Got these nice little cocking serrations on the front, on the rear. These suppressor height sights, they look really nice. Downside is I'm probably going to take that out if I do an RMR on it, but we'll see. I felt like the Enforce light just matches this gun very well. Thread protector is really cool. Very nice. So yeah, that is the CZ P07. So far, so good. First thing that needs to be upgraded on this is probably a Cajun Gunworks trigger. I definitely like these 17-round mags. They look really nice. I actually got a coupon code. If you guys are looking for anything, it'll be over at my blog post. I'll put a link to the blog post down below. Let's talk about the P10C. Same thing as the other gun, except you're going to get 15-round flush magazines. Now, with the CZ P10C, there is a tactical model available that's just like the P07 with suppressor height sights and the +2 mag extensions. You can buy the +2 mag extensions. That's not a huge deal. And it will come with a threaded barrel. And that's kind of where my issue is right now. I cannot find a threaded barrel for the P10C to save my life. I know that Primera Machine is making them, but literally like they did like a limited run of them and they sold out in like a day, you know? So, and that kind of bums me out that I can't even find a factory barrel, you know, threaded barrel for this gun, because there are compensators available for both of these guns, and that kind of bums me out a little bit. You know, you can kind of see here, the design language is very similar. It kind of looks like this gun right here, and the HK VP9 made a baby, and it came out like this. I will say the beaver tail in this is so much better than the beaver tail in this. The beaver tail in this is really nice, but when you put your hand up into this one, it really just sits down on top of your hand. You can feel the slide on top of your hand. It's very nice. This one's very similar to a Glock. You clear it, you look down the barrel, pull the trigger, same exact takedown process as a Glock. I love that. Whereas the P07 is a little bit more involved. Here's the trigger. We will be doing an upgraded trigger, but it's got a lot of slack in it, but here's the break and reset. Check this out. Could be smoothed out a little bit. Reset, break. Reset, break. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Here's one of my cons. Let me show you this. With the trigger on the P07, break, right? This is what bugs me. Okay, here's the reset. The reset's really, really long. Okay, there's a reset, but that's not the wall. Now I gotta go back more to catch the wall again. So that really bugs me that the reset point and the wall are not in the same place. Whereas on the CZ P10C, break, reset, break. Maybe that's something to hammer-fire guns. Maybe you guys can let me know about that down in the comments section. Is this common with all hammer-fire guns? So you can get these in the CZ Urban Gray. You can get them in the tactical model that has the sights, threaded barrel, mag extensions, all that cool stuff. You can get the +2 mags as well. So that's what they look like up close. Let's jump up top. And we're going to talk about this real quick. I'm going to tell you, if I could only choose one of these, which one it would be. Back up top. Like I showed you up close. They look sexy. I mean, obviously that's a very subjective term, but I think they look dead sexy. I really wanted to get the P07. This is my very first double action, single action hammer fire trigger. I never had one of these before. And so it's been a very interesting experience with it. This is definitely getting a trigger job. The single action pull sucks balls. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, it's horrible. I mean, I got crappy Glock triggers that are better than this. The single action, it isn't bad, but I understand where people are coming from now, where they talk about, I love having a trigger wall. This thing like has no wall to it. It's not even like a rolling break. It's just like, yeah, there's no wall. It just goes boom. And that's a little bit concerning to me because like literally, like we looked at it close, like there's a tiny wall, but it's so hard to feel it. And you know, with these, you don't want to carry it in single action unless you swap it out for the safety that's in it. And then if you swap it out for the safety, you got to start retraining yourself. See, I haven't trained with safeties. I've always carried Glocks and M&Ps. So this one is a little bit of a different breed, and it's something that I'm going to have to get used to. One thing about both of these guns is the checkering that they do have is nice, but it's in all the wrong spots. Like all the wrong spots. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I like the ergonomics of both of these. They're more slippery than snot on a doorknob. So, not a big fan of that. Between the two, I do feel the P10C has better checkering than the P07, but then again, this is newer. So definitely a trigger and stippling on this one, but there'll be some surprise goodie upgrades that I'm not going to tell you about yet. So that's definitely happened. Stippling, and we're going to do probably a Cajun Gunworks trigger. I got to get in contact with them, see if they want to work out something. I think it looks dead sexy with the Enforce on it. Moving on to the P10C. I will tell you this, guys. I really like it. I really enjoy the ergonomics. The way that this little beaver tail area here fits over the webbing of your hand feels amazing, and I absolutely love it. I am super accurate with this gun. The trigger, I will say this, if you took a stock Glock, a stock M&P 2.0, and a P10C with a stock trigger, I would take this trigger over the other triggers. Stock. Now, aftermarket, I can't speak of yet because I don't have an aftermarket trigger for it yet, but stock for stock, I would say this one has a better trigger than both Glock and M&P. But we will see which one's better when we actually get an aftermarket in there. This one's definitely going to be getting some stippling as well. Even though it's a little bit easier to hang on to than the P07, this one is still slippery when your hands start sweating and things like that. So it's going to get a good stipple job. I've been trying to find a threaded barrel. I know that Primary Machine, they do some stuff with them. And I actually reached out to Primary Machine on Instagram, and they didn't even seem like they really wanted to work with me. So we'll figure something out. But I really do like this. It feels really nice. Now, some people have said that these will fit into your Glock holsters. I will say I don't have any of those Rangarock holsters or those Safariland holsters. Those holsters are all like made in a machine. All my holsters are custom fitted for the Glock 19s, and so it doesn't fit them. I think if you get some injection molded holsters that you like buy at the store, they'll probably fit, but this doesn't fit any of my Glock 19 holsters as of yet. Even my light bearing holster. I took the Enforce APLC and I put it on here. Then I put it into one of my Glock 19 holsters for the APLC. Still didn't fit. So if you have custom fitted Glock 19 holsters that were pressed by a person, it's probably not going to fit. But if you got like a store-bought one, it'll probably fit. So I got to get holsters for both of these. I need appendix rigs. Honestly, guys, I'm kind of at a point right now with carrying guns that I always need an appendix rig for everything. I'd rather carry this style holster with the mag carrier versus without it. And that's because this adds balance to your belt system. But I will tell you this, guys, 100% recommend both of these guns. However, I think if you could only choose one, I would choose the P10C. But regardless of whichever one you choose, I am dead nuts accurate with both of these. Dead nuts accurate. Even with this one, super freaking accurate. This is crazy. But yeah, guys, we will be doing some more customizations. Let me know down in the comments section below, what kind of custom work would you like to see on these guns? And if you know of any cool companies that make cool products, just let me know and I'll reach out and we'll see if we can get them reviewed. If you like this video, just go ahead and smash the like button. If you're not subscribed and you're considering it, just click the button. If you don't like my videos coming out later, you can always unsubscribe. But until next time, you guys stay sexy and I love you.